Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Whatever time y'all are tuning in, I certainly appreciate y'all here. Today's video, guys, we're going to be going over the antique store scores from Monroe and Covington, Georgia. Again, it was an awesome trip. Just had a great time. It was good to meet, see Brian from Bubba's EDC. Just an awesome guy, he really is. Y'all check his channel out, and he's just an awesome guy. Really is. He's coming to the Elville Knife Show, and I'm trying to talk him into coming or going to the Collette Country Store. The case event, October 25th. If y'all are in the area, I'd love to see y'all and meet y'all. I'm going up there. I hope to be up there for the supper on the 24th, and then go to the case event on the 25th and come home. It's just going to be a great time. Me and Val, we love to get away. Not too long, but we'd like to get away a night or two. Then I'm ready to get back home. It's just the way I am. But anyway, guys, it's just so much to look at today. I've got all the magazines and books, and guys, I just love the old magazines. Just cool stuff in there. I cannot wait to share those with y'all. The books. I didn't really find a whole lot of knives, but I found some great Zippos, and one I'm thinking is either the 30s or the 40s. I know. I just cannot wait to share this with y'all. I hope we get it lit. I really do. Anyway, guys, let's get over here on the table and look at everything. And I just want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in today. And I'm enjoying my cup of coffee. I really am. And I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, guys, here are my antique store scores. I didn't find anything in a pawn shop. This all come from antique stores. I did find a few knives. They were either too high or they were made in China, and y'all know I don't buy China-made knives. So here are the Zippos. I really am fascinated about the Zippos I found. We're going to look at the knives first. This right here is a Victorinox. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. Bought it in Covington, but look here. It's got a serrated blade right here. Ain't that cool? I've had one of these. It's been used before. I did pay 20 bucks for it, but I think it's a Tinker, if I'm not mistaken. But it was made after 1985 because you have a circle in the reamer or punch blade. That's when they added that hole to make it a sewing awl, too. But I love that serrated blade right there. I'm going to clean that up. That had to be a good EDC, but it did come with the tweezers. It's missing the toothpick, but this is a great little knife. Then, guys, I found this knife at the place up in Monroe, Georgia. I forgot the name. Anyway, be right here. But this is a good little knife here now. It is an Imperial right there. We're gonna look that year up real quick, but the advertisement on here, what I liked about it, so it's got the Indian Chief, House of Quality, trademark, Fleck Brothers Company. This was a plumbing, heating, and refrigeration supply company is what it was back in the day. They started like in 1900 and went out of business in the 1970s. Ain't that cool? But we're fixing to look up this year on that knife right there by that tank stamp. Imperial. The Providence is abbreviated. That's the key right there. There it is right there, guys. Imperial Providence, Rhode Island. 1936 and 1952. How about that? Very cool, isn't it? So that was 1936 and 1952 this knife was made, and that for that advertisement on there as well. But this is a very cool knife. I've got a bell for it. I'll clean it up, and it needs a little bit of oil. We'll work on it. All right, guys. Now, we've already did that one. Next knife we bought was the Winger. We bought this one up there in Covington as well. This is a Winger. See here. And this is a pretty old knife. I don't know the age, but it's got the lobster claw. That's how you can tell it's got some age to it. It's a good little knife. You got the punch blade right there, and you got the corkscrew. Got some strong springs. Need to be oiled up top. I gave 15 for this one. Felt like that was a fair price. And this one right here, guys, this is a Smith & Wesson Sportsman. I think it's a model 6402. It's right here. It comes with a sheath. See the sheath right there? That's one that's new in the box still. But these are rare knives, guys. You don't find these every day. Actually, Bubba's EDC told me that there used to be one in there, and I looked on the top shelf, it wasn't in there, and I kept plundering in that thing, and I come across it. It was in a plastic bag. They was wanting I think it was 120 they were wanting for it, and then it had 40% off, so I got it for like 76 bucks, I think it was. But this is like a folding boot knife, dagger, but it's called the Sportsman. It's pretty mint. It's got a few scratches on it, but it's never been used, and it don't look like it's ever been carried or sharpened. Very cool, ain't it? These are going for about $120, about what they had on it for the original price there, but that whole booth was 40% off. So great find that was. And then, guys, the Zippos. Well, let's look at this first. We got the official Boy Scout sharpening stone. Ain't that cool? Made in the USA. I could not pass this thing up. I love it. With the box and everything, this will never be used. That's pretty cool, ain't it? Paid 20 bucks for this. And now, the Zippos. This is a 2017. Got a little bit of flint. This thing will probably light. That's 2017 as well. We can try to light this one right now. Don't look like it's been used a little bit, but not much. I'm not gonna. We'll let that sit in there for a minute. Shake it up. There it is. Ain't that cool? So we got that one lit. I'm gonna move these and talk about the Zippos because I really want to get that World War II one lit today. But there's the patch I found. Ain't that cool? The whittling chip patch. We're fitting to look this up real quick. Find out how they earn that patch. Okay, guys, I found out how the Boy Scouts earn this patch here, or the badge they call it. It's very cool. It's cool stuff. It says to earn the Boy Scout whittling chip, a Cub Scout must learn and demonstrate knife safety rules, demonstrate proper care and use of pocket knife, make a carving, and recite the pocket knife pledge. Completing these requirements, which is often part of the Bear Claws adventure, allows a Cub Scout to carry a pocket knife at designated Cub Scout functions, signifying a level of responsibility and maturity. Ain't that cool? Requirements for earning the whittling chip. Learn the knife safety rules. Scouts must read, understand, and pledge to follow the Cub Scout knife safety rules. I need to look those up. And the knife pledge. Demonstrate the knife safety circle. A scout must physically show they understand the safe distance to keep while whittling. That is so awesome. Proper knife care and use. Scouts need to show they know how to properly care for and use a pocket knife, demonstrating safe handling. Complete a carving. Scouts must make at least one carving, such as an animal from soap or a useful object for a camp out, to show their carving skills. Very cool. Recite the pocket knife pledge. Scouts must promise to treat their pocket knife as a useful tool, close it, and put it away when not in use, and never throw it or use it in a way that could injure somebody nearby. Benefits of the whittling chip. Carrying a pocket knife The card grants the scout the privilege to carry a pocket knife at designated Cub Scout functions. Ain't that cool? Milestone. Earning the wielding chip is a significant milestone, showing a scout's maturity and readiness to handle the responsibility of a knife. Opens opportunities. It opens the door to learning more advanced wilderness survival skills and the appropriate use of cutting tools. Man, I love that. I did not know the significance of that right there, but I'm glad I did. This is going to go up on the wall of fame in here. I love that. I just like it. I liked it because it had that knife on there, but I had no idea what it was. I'm sure it meant something. That's why I love the Boy Scouts and the meaning behind all of it, how they taught the young kids, or the young boys and girls, about everyday life, about survival, about being prepared. Always prepared is their motto, or be prepared. Just very cool. I love the Cub Scouts and what they stand for. I really do. Anyway, guys, let's get back on over here on the table, and we're going to be looking at the rest of the Zippos and all them books we found. Okay, guys, here are the books and magazines. Actually, Val found these. She always helps me out at antique stores and flea markets. She don't help me in pawn shops. She usually just sits in the car in pawn shops, because usually the pawn shop has everything in one area, like the knives and stuff. But she always helps me. She always finds stuff. But this was a great find. These books was actually under the magazines here, but they're great books. They were $5 each, and actually they were 40% off. Even the magazines were 40% off. So I cannot wait to look at these knives here. These books. But look here. I knew about Blade magazine, but I never heard of Edges. It's actually an investment collectible guide, and it features knives, guys, but it also, every quarter this used to come out. Summer, spring, winter, fall. But it has updated price guides in this. But it also, see here, this right here is a case price guide. Then it shows some knives and all, and then you got the Schrade price guide back here. See here? It's got several price guides in here, but again, it features knives. And I love it. Has some very, very cool knives. And this, see, look at it. What is that right there? See, I could just look and look and look. See that right there? This is a Randy Phillips small folder blade, works via push button on the bolster. Bolsters and scales are fastened with Allen screws. His address is Bloomington, California. Ain't that cool? Beautiful, beautiful knives. Almost looks like an opera nail, but it ain't. There's Randall, I think it is. Yep, the Randall Saga. Ain't that cool? But I've never heard of this. The Thrill of a Knife Deal. Ooh, I can't wait to read that. Nothing gets the juices flowing like the excitement and anxiety surrounding a knife deal. That is so true. I love these books. Love these. I cannot wait to read this. The Tackle Box Knife. Oh, look here. Let's just investigate this story here. This is the Tackle Box Knife, a fine case-tested 5391 Whittler, more than half a century old. The quality of this knife is still easily apparent. Over the past 10 to 15 years, not many knife collectors have seen a case-tested 5391 Whittler. An even smaller number have seen one mint condition like this one. I wonder if they found it in a tackle box. Let me look real quick. Okay, guys, right here, look here. He said he went to an estate sale. He said apparently the elder gentleman had been an avid outdoorsman, particularly fishing. He had no less than a half dozen of the finest split bamboo fly rods I've ever seen. Anyway, it goes down. a closet full of sportsmen's wearing apparel, 3 or 4 tackle boxes, and many other items that gave no doubt that this man had spent a tremendous amount of time and money on his beloved sport and hobby back in the 1930s. Look here. Let's see that the tackle boxes caught my attention. That's why I say, guys, never pass up a tackle box. It says, the tackle boxes caught my attention. He said with a wry grin, the first one I opened contained some of the finest and oldest lures and flies I have ever seen. There must have been 100 in the first box. Then the second tackle box was opened. It was full of dozens of lures and flies that would win all the blue ribbons at a show. When he said with a wide smile of deep satisfaction, I opened the third tackle box, and there it was. Laying right there in the top tray was this knife. Reaching into his right pants pocket, my friend pulled out a knife large enough that most of the bolsters were clearly visible, protruding from each side of his etched hand. Here it is, he said with a full moon smile. Tell me what you think about it. Thank goodness the waiting was over. The wait was more than worth it. There in my palm, with each bolster protruding slightly beyond the limits of my flattened, slightly cupped hand, was my first ever case-tested 5391. What a knife. That's the knife he found. The 5391. Let's see how big that is. Yes, there it is right there. The Anglo-Saxon. And there it is right there. The 5391 is photoed right there. And that's it right there. Ain't that cool? And that is tested. Look here. Look how much that knife is worth. Stag. That's what that is. Stag. 2008, it was worth $3,500. Look at that. And it's called the Anglo-Saxon Whittler. I have one. Remember, we just talked about this knife. I got it from Mr. Ezra. That's the Anglo-Saxon Whittler. That's the size of it. It's 4.5 inches long. Ain't that awesome? That's it right there. Very, very cool. But that's a tested. This right here is a 2008. Probably this beautiful green bone, green tinted bone. But that's a cool story. That's why you never pass up tackle boxes. Don't ever, ever, ever. Because there's usually a knife down in there somewhere. But I can't wait to read the rest of this story. That's why I love these old books, guys. And I got these for, they were $2 each, but 40% off, I got them for $1.20 each. There's 22 blade magazines. There's 11 of these. And I've done learned so much. There's one in there about the yellow horse, Mr. David or Brian. I think it was Brian. I don't know. But we're going to look at some of these books in future videos and just look at stories like that and stuff like that if I find one that's cool. See, there's the Buck 110 folding hunter story. Can't wait to look at that. I mean, it's just got these old, it's got these knives that come out when they were new, and now we're wanting to collect them. But it's just good stuff, y'all. If y'all ever come across these, buy them. Because it's just got great information. See, and this one was from the summer of 91. So cool. So cool. Okay, guys, now we're fixing to move these books, and we're going to work on the I think it's a World War II Zippo. Okay, guys. We already got that one going. How about this one? I'm going to cut some of that wick off, though. I don't know what they were doing, but we're going to get that wick down in there. They look like in really good shape, but they ain't that old. They're from 2017. There we go. Pretty cool. That's two. And this one here, all it needs is fluid. The wick looks pretty good. It's an asbestos wick. This thing's old. Pretty old. We're gonna look this one up real quick on my card. But this is the USS McDonough. We're gonna look this one up real quick and let Miss Barlow tell you about the history of the USS McDonough.
USS McDonough DLG/DDG-39 was a Farragut-class guided missile destroyer named for Commodore Thomas McDonough of War of 1812 fame. Built at Quincy, MA, she was launched in 1959 and commissioned in 1961. She served as flagship for Cruiser Destroyer Flotilla 6, deployed repeatedly to the Mediterranean with the 6th Fleet, and later operated with carrier battle groups in the Atlantic and beyond. In 1975, she was redesignated DDG-39. McDonough took part in major NATO exercises, UNITAS cruises, and later supported Gulf operations around the time of Desert Storm. After more than 30 years of service, she was decommissioned in 1992 and scrapped in 1994.
All right, I always enjoy looking these ships up, guys. It's pretty cool. But this does have an asbestos wick in it. And we're going to fit in a date this thing. Cotton looks pretty good down in there. We're going to hit it with some fluid. Let's stay in there, shake it up a little bit. I'm just going to pull this up and cut it off. I don't like it spread out like that. There it is, first lick. USS McDonough sails again. Pretty cool, ain't it? I love it. 29 bucks. Can't beat it. Those are about 45 to 75 bucks, depending on where you buy them. Now this one here, I'm not gonna like. This thing looks to be brand spanking new. I got this one here from Mr. Wade. I'll be giving it to him when we see him again. But this is for the SSB 628 Tecumseh submarine. But we're fixing to look up the history on this one here. There's the dolphins there and the submarine engraved. I can feel it. That's a pretty lighter. And this is from 1981 right here. Very cool, ain't it? I don't think it needs much. See, it ain't never been used. Don't appear to be. So we're going to let him decide what to do with that, but I'll give it to him the next time we see him. But we're fitting to look up the history right now on that.
USS Tecumseh, SSBN 628, was a James Madison-class ballistic missile submarine named for the Shawnee leader. Built electric boat, she was commissioned in 1964 and began deterrent patrols out of Guam. In 1969, she shifted to the Atlantic, was upgraded from Polaris to Poseidon missiles, and operated from Charleston SC in Holy Loch, Scotland during the Cold War. After nearly 3 decades of patrols, she was decommissioned in 1993 and recycled in 1994. Parts of her, like her torpedo tubes, are preserved at the Naval Undersea Museum.
It's pretty cool, ain't it, guys? I'm sure Mr. Wade will like the Zippo here. But this year right here, guys, you see it's flat right there. We're fixing to look at the Zippo Slim light identification codes. There's one little dot on the left. This might be a 64. See that one dot right there? It's hard to tell if that's a dot though, but it might be. Yeah, you can see right there, that's one dot. So this is a 1964. That's pretty cool. Love it, guys. Love this stuff. Take the sticker off. Well, she lights again. Hoorah. All right, now, guys, we're gonna look into lighting this old, very old Zippo. Guy paid $1 for it. See, it has a patent number right there. Got USA Zippo patent number. Let's look this up. It's probably made from 37 to 1950. Black crackle patent. Look at there. Black crackle patent. Look at there. I think that's it, guys. See the black on there? I think it was scraped off. See the black? The blackness? Look here. Black crackle patent. The number was stamped in error. Should have been 203 2695. 203 695. Man, I can't tell. But I still think it was made from 42 to 46 because it's got the black crackle on that. I knew it looked like a World War II one. Ain't that cool? This could have been World War II, man. Look here. What if it's got the patent number there? 203 2695. Okay. 203 2695. That's it. Ain't that awesome? Okay, guys, I did some further research. 1942 to 1946, the factory era most famously occurred in this period. However, some lighters from this time were correctly stamped with 203 2695, while others have no patent number at all. But you see, this here does have the black crackle paint, but I can't tell if the casing has the era on it at all. I can't really tell. But I know the insert is stamped right, but I don't know if this has the era on it because they were stamped in different times. But they could have been stamped in different places too. So, and guys, I even did some more research, and it says, yes, it is possible for a World War II era black crackle Zippo case to have the incorrect patent number 203695, while the original insert has the correct one, 2032695. In fact, it is also common for the case and insert to have different dates and markings entirely. This discrepancy is not a sign of fake. Instead, it is a result of Zippo's manufacturing process during the war. Different production batches. The outer case and inner inserts were often manufactured and stored in separate lots. They were simply paired up on the assembly line with no guarantee that they came from the same exact batch. How about that? So again, guys, I really think I've found a World War II Zippo, because that I cannot make it out. But it does have the black crackle paint on it. Hoorah. My conclusion is I really think that this is a World War II lighter based on it having the black crackle paint. Okay, my boss is calling. Anyway, I love this stuff, y'all. Hoorah. But it is the black crackle made during World War II. And I'll show you the reason why I thought it was World War II, because I have another one up there I got from the world famous Michael Hill that isn't a Zippo. But we are fixing to see if we can't get this one going. World War II lighter. Paid $1 for it. Let's see, that spins right now. Let's see if we stick that up in there. Alrighty. That tells me it's clear, so we can put a, we can actually put a flint down in there, and it should be good to go. Before we put some fluid to it, put the wax to it. I really should change up this wig, but I kind of like using the original one. See how clean it is? These right here was sent to me by Mr. Dave Ante from Fowler, Michigan. Ain't that cool? So we're fixing to open that up and use it. Thank you, Mr. Dave. As always, man. A World War II lighter. Now, who would have thought that? When they're square like this, guys, they're old. You don't want to get that screw too tight. So we're fixing to. See, it won't close all the way. It's sprung. Bent up. Look at there. Ain't that awesome? I love it right there, guys. World War II lighter. It's burning once more. This thing could have been over there in Europe or in the Pacific. Who knows, man? It's got some engravings on it too. Some scratches. Come on now. There we go. Sometimes it gets a vapor block in there. You have to blow on it to clear it. Awesome. It's going on display in here, guys. There it is right there. It'd be nice to know the story behind this, but you see it's got that black crackle paint on there. And I'll show you one that I got from World Famous. It's not a Zippo, but it looks a lot like that. It is a, I forgot the name of it. But it is a, it's a Park Sherman. Springfield, Illinois. We're gonna go ahead and light this one again too. There we go. It's trying to burn. It ain't made it to the wick yet. Let's see. It's the original wick too, y'all. There it is. Just getting there. Look how that wick glows. There we go. Just getting there. Anyway, it works. So awesome. I'm gonna write Zippo and let them know what I found and see what they say. I'll send them some pictures. I love to work on these things, guys, and it's a wonder that there wasn't an old flint in there in the bore, in the flint bore. Right here. It was clear. I'm so glad. But you can tell that they've come a long way. See here. They haven't changed much, but they have changed. I love it, guys. Really do. But guys, that completes my antique store scores. I love it, guys. I love this stuff. Just wish I could do more of it. I love going and looking for stuff. Because who knew that I'd have found a World War II Zippo in an antique store up there in Monroe, Georgia, when I left that morning. And then you got, I paid $1 for that and $3 each for these. I paid $29 for this one, and that one was a steal too. This is 1964. And that one right there is an 81. Awesome, guys. Hoorah. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the video today. I know I did. I had a blast looking all this stuff up, guys. I'm just amazing that I paid $1 for an actual World War II lighter made from 42 to 46, and that black crackle actually proved it. 42 to 46. Ain't that cool? And also, guys, I just loved the story behind how the Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts earned this whittling chip badge. It just shows maturity and responsibility with a knife. They have rules they go by. They have a knife pledge you got to learn. I want to learn or find that knife pledge and try to learn it, because that is so cool to me. I love the story behind this badge. It's just stuff like that, guys. The Americana of yesterday. It just don't get no better. It don't get no better than that. I love the Americana, the Zippo, the stories behind those. I love the stories behind the USA made knives. Just love it. I do. And I didn't find a whole lot of knives on this knife trip, but I had a great time. But I did find some awesome Zippos. And I did find that little badge right there. That made the trip worth it. It really did. And because I'd have never, if I wouldn't have found that badge, I probably would have never learned about the badge. And that's what I love about the knife hunts. You always come across stuff and I didn't know I was looking for this badge when I left that morning. You know, you never know what you're looking for until you find it. And that's the honest God's truth. This thing appealed to me because it had a knife on it, and I knew it had something to do with the Boy Scouts. I love it, really do. Well, guys, again, thank y'all so much for tuning in today. I want to say God bless to each and every one of y'all. Till we meet again, guys. Y'all be like a good night. Stay sharp. And guys, the Stay Sharp knife today is a little tempered Spyderco. It's got a compression lock. It's got made in Siki City, Japan, and it's got VG10 steel. It's just an awesome, awesome knife. It's got a pocket clip that you can actually put on both sides, and you can open and close it with one hand. That's why I like about the compression lock. It needs to be oiled, but you can close it with one hand. And but I carry this knife from time to time. It's got a lanyard hold too. I love it. Really good. Anyway, guys, stay sharp.